guys, welcome to the virtual and security learning. This is your own cybersecurity news and learning channel. Thanks for your love and support for our previous video. Please feel free to reach us for any queries or cybersecurity product review. Hey, I'm your host Sara and I am full-time security engineer as well as part-time bug bounty hunter. In today's video, we are going to talk about top 10 cybersecurity trends in 2023 with our cybersecurity expert and as well as the co-host of the podcast, Alex. Hey Alex, how are you?
Hey Sarah, I'm good and hope you are doing well. Thank you so much for inviting me. Hey audience, welcome all. Very excited for this. So let's start our discussions for all the top 10 cybersecurity trends which are going to be trend in 2023.
That's right, Alex. It's an exciting time for the cybersecurity professionals as the technology continues to grow to the advanced and new threat appears. Let's start with our first trend on the list, that is the connected car. With the rise of the autonomous vehicle and their connectivity, there is a significant risk of the target and hacking for the connected cars. So the hackers are continuously exposing the new areas to the exploitation and the vulnerabilities. So, therefore, it is the highest important for the car manufacturers to prioritize the cybersecurity measures in order to safeguard users from potential risks. So, by enhancing the cybersecurity protocols like advanced cryptography algorithm to encrypt the communication between the different components within the vehicle's network, this car manufacturing should establish efficient process for identifying and addressing security vulnerabilities in the vehicle software. So these are the few ways which can help to mitigate the threat poses by hackers and ensure the safety and security of the individual relying on connected car.
Absolutely, Sarah. That's very important. I think what you are saying is totally correct. But in the series, let's move to our next trend, which is like the intersection of the AI or artificial intelligence and the machine learning. Security. While AI and ML offer a numerous benefit to the revolution with the industry 4.0, but it's very important to acknowledge that this enhancement also bring up some potential risk. As you know, the great power comes with a great responsibility, and since the technology is growing, the number of the risks or the potential cybersecurity vulnerabilities are also increasing, and that's a big target for hacker or criminal to be exploited. One of the major concerns is the possibility of data privacy breach, or we can say it's a privacy breach. It's like the AI and ML system often relies on a vast amount of the data, including the processing power, the sensitive information, and the personal information processing. And if these informations are not properly secure, then it might possible these systems are become a target for a hacker, and which might lead to a privacy breach. And since our personal data is on stake, which may causes a catastrophic result for everyone. Now, to address this risk, organizations must really need to invest on a AI-driven security-based solutions, or they need to use a solution oriented for protecting such kind of the data to stay ahead of this kind of threat and ensure the integrity of the system as well as the user private data is totally protected.
Yeah, that's right, Alex. So moving on our threat trend, we have the zero security trust. So the traditional parameter-based security models is no longer sufficient nowadays. So zero trust emphasis continuously verification and authentication, treating every user and devices as potentially untrusted. So we can say it assumes that there is no user or device should be completely trusted, even if they are with the organization network or perimeter network also. So implementing the zero trust involving various technology and practices such as multi-factor authentication, we have IDM, MPAM and IAM solution. And there is a network segmentation in every organization, list privileges access and the continuous monitoring. So these are the things. So zero trust, Prometheus and proactive security approach that we can say that focus on the continuous verification and reduce the risk of the unauthorized access. So data breaches and potential damage to be damage to be like organization reputation and the operations for that.
Absolutely, Sarah. I think zero trust security is going to play a very huge role in organizations because this is a very vast model which organizations need to be used. Because as we know that, and the upcoming list for third trend is cloud security, and zero trust will also play a very crucial role on this one. As you know that the business is increasingly migrate their operations to the cloud. And I think nowadays it's a basic need that everyone is using the cloud. Like somebody is shifting to the Azure, they are shifting to the AWS, they are shifting to the Google, and we need to ensure the security of the data and application should be paramount. The one key aspect of the cloud security, is to protect protection of the data. And most of the time, organization must implement a very robust mechanism. They should have a robust encryption mechanism to safeguard a sensitive information that is stored on a cloud. Because most of the system we are using, for example, everyone is using a chat GPT nowadays, and this is one of the cloud system or lots of SaaS platform is available, and we are very familiar to interact with the SaaS platform. So organization really need to focus on protecting our data and the process and into the cloud, and this is where the zero trust will play a very important role. And the implementation of the encryption is to ensure that if the unauthorized access occur, the data remain unreadable or unworkable for them. So we can see in the past lots of the trends happen, and beg a pardon, lots of the attack happen which they are trying to compromise a cloud system. Like we can see there was a 3CX system which got compromised, but as we know that if we have a strong protection mechanism and we are not trusting on any single input, we are not relying on anything, which might really play a very good role to protect our data. And lastly, yes, the education and awareness. Like we need to be trained our people, we need to train our employees because the awareness plays a very crucial role in cloud security. Employees really need to be trained for the best practices. They need to be know what is hardening, how to harden their data. They should be really aware about the phishing attacks. They should be able to recognize each and every social engineering attack going to happen or the tactics used by an attacker to understand the importance of data and security.
You're right, Alex. That's really informative. And let's not forget about the emergence of the 5G technology with faster speed and the increased connectivity. 5G have opened a new possibilities, but it is also presents unique cybersecurity challenges as more devices become connected with the more connection, more network. It's important to prioritize our security and protect against like potential breaches and attack for the from the 5G network.
That's right, Sarah. Actually, absolutely, I do agree with you. And one of the major concerns in the 5G technology is totally potential increase of the vulnerability to the cyber threat. As we are expanding the network architecture and the development of vast number of the IoT devices also inside of 5G, and 5G is going to be offer a huge opportunity for everyone. And the trends which we have discussed, like the connected cars or IoTs or cloud, they are going to be open new attack surface, and all the telecom operators or maybe the end users, they need to be focused on this one, and it will give a very big opportunity for everyone. So as we know that number of the IoT devices also getting introduced, a new entry point for attacker is getting exposed there. The device is ranging from the smart home, because as the 5G come or as the technology is going on, people are shifting towards a smart home. I can see in the old time, there was nothing called smart home. Only there was a smart thing was we were using a router for connectivity. But now we have smart home, we have autonomous vehicles, we have everything connected. If you open your fridge, if you open your mobile, everything is connected, and they are giving very major or a very vast and big attack surface for an attacker to attack on such system, and this is very potential target for the malicious activity. And while the 5G technology, it really bring exciting possibility, but it also introduces specific cybersecurity challenges. As more devices connected to the network, it's essential to prioritize the security measure and implement the comprehensive strategy to protect against such potential breach and attack. By taking a very proactive measure for staying collaborations, we can harness the power of the 5G while ensuring that the safety and security of the interconnected world is enabled. As our next trend is rapidly grow, as we already discussed, it's all about the IoT, and this is play a very crucial role. The expansion of the IoT device, as we already discussed, is really introducing a vast attack surface for the end user. But when the wide range of the IoT device deployed across the sector is including all the smart home or like the healthcare industries, like manufacturing industries, like transportation industries, it is essential to prioritize the security for this integrated system, and each IoT device represents a potential entry point because like in IoT is just not a technology, it's a full ecosystem. And when we are talking about the ecosystem, we have numerous components which has a very small role to be played inside the ecosystem. But when you're talking about the role, there is a way which attackers are going to be targeted. And as we know, IoT devices are often operated on the resource concentrated platform. The security concentrations need to be balanced with the performance as a usability because they are totally environment dependent. So it's might possible that by taking care of the security, we might try to compromise with performance. And this is a major role for the security researchers and the organizations and the manufacturer will come here that we need to balance the performance and the usability, and it's very crucial to strike a balance between the security and the function, ensuring that the measurement implemented do not hinder the overall user experience. And the collaboration between IoT manufacturers, providers, and experts is key in establishing a standard and a best practice.
Yeah, you're right, Alex. So, like next, we are going to discuss about the DevOps. So, DevOps is another trend what is highlighting nowadays with the growing need of for the speed and agility in the software development. So, like security should be integrated in every step of the process in the using of the DevOps. So, like DevOps promoted a collaborative approach between the developer and the security teams to build and deploy a secure application.
Definitely, Saurabh, you are perfectly right. Now, since as we can say that in the past we was using DevOps, now one more parameter is got added there, and we are moving towards all DevSecOps, like we are combining the security with the development and operation. And when the DevSecOps come, I think they are making a very robust infrastructure or application is very robust because the security is a part of the system from the day one when you are thinking and designing. And of course, that's we discuss. We are moving to our next trend, which is since I think time is going very fast, but we move to the next one that is called the adoption of security framework. And everyone knows that because the security framework is not a new, it's like already going on. We're using from past time. Like we have a number of framework. Like people are going towards the NIST, they are going towards the ISO. Some of them are going towards the CIS. Some are going towards the other compliances, PCI compliances and all. And this kind of the framework, they play a very crucial role for mitigating upcoming cybersecurity threat. And really, organizations really need to adopt such framework to establish a security control within the organization, and they can also help us to prevent or implement a zero trust security principle. And this framework provides a structured approach how to design a cybersecurity approach and a control inside the organization which can help you to achieve your business goal, as well as you will have a collaboration with your user information protection.
Yeah, right, Alex. So is our ninth and in exciting world of the Web3 and the blockchain technology. So this nowadays is very popular as the decentralization of the application and the smart contract become are more prevalent and the security become are more crucial. So implementing the security coding practices and no, like auditing smart contracts can help protect against the lot of vulnerabilities and the potential exploit.
Yeah, that's right, Sarah. So let's move to our last trend. I think this is not last but the least. We can say is a very interesting field, and I think is very important, which will going to play a very crucial role in upcoming days. Is going to be a quantum computing, like we was using a traditional system, but we again, as I discussed previously in my words, that with the great power comes very great responsibility, and the same way we are moving towards some quantum computing that is going to provide you a huge computing power which will just change the era of a technology. While still it's infancy, the quantum computing has its potential disturbance, like the current encryption. For example, attacker may use crack hashing, they can use for cracking the encryptions and all in very few seconds because it provides a very large computing power. And this trend highlights the need of developing a quantum resistant encryption because all the encryption which we are using, it might be possible to crack by attacker because they have the rise computing power. All the access we already know. Whenever you are trying to crack something, you need computing power. But when it's quantum computing power, is more and more faster, and within a fraction of a second you can crack, or it give you the more agility or towards the security. So what we need to ensure that they need to develop a quantum resistant encryption method that to ensure that the long-term security of sensitive data.
Yeah, Alex. So let's conclude the roundup of the top 10 cybersecurity trends in 2023. Remember, the cybersecurity is constantly evolving field and staying informed in the first step towards protecting yourself and your organization.
That's right, Sarah. I think that's perfectly you are saying, and I think that's all for today. Hopefully, we will create a very no enlarged video or descriptive video for each and every trends on upcoming videos. And thank you so much for inviting me on this podcast, and thank you so much for everyone for joining such a great podcast. And I really like to thank our audience who is very constantly listening all those. And stay tuned for us more cybersecurity update, and please don't forget to like and share for this, and we will come back to you with our next target. Thank you so much. Bye bye. Have a nice day. Bye bye.